You're listening to the Health Courage Collective podcast, episode 78, the fourth macronutrient. Welcome to the Health Courage Collective podcast, the show for women who are too busy to slog through hours of generalized, inapplicable, and often contradictory health information, but too smart to ignore that a few minutes of focused attention now can prevent years of suffering in the future. I'm your host, Christina Hackett, a pharmacist who doesn't want you to live on prescriptions, a certified coach specifically trained to maximize your potential, and a compulsive learner obsessed with preventative, cutting-edge, holistic, and integrative medicine. I'm on a mission to increase your physical and mental resilience so you can fearlessly look forward to your next 40-plus limitless years. Your time is now. Let's go. Hello and welcome to another episode. So pleased to be here with you today, like always. How was your Christmas? I hope it was everything you wanted it to be and that you are feeling healthy and energetic and right on track as you move into the new year. How's your definition of health coming along? You can't hit a target if you don't know where it is or what it looks like, right? And there's no sense in making yourself crazy doing things that helped someone else hit an axe-throwing target when you're shooting a rifle. It's so much easier to get exactly what you want when you know exactly what you want, and you can ignore everything else. Today, we're going to talk about the fourth macronutrient. As you may know, there are only 3 agreed upon macronutrients: carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. And as you probably also know, only 2 of them are essential to life. There are essential fatty acids and essential amino acids, but no essential carbohydrates. Not that we shouldn't ever eat carbohydrates, but we wouldn't wither away without them like we would without some fats and some proteins. Okay, so I heard a guy named Mark Sisson say that he thinks this thing should be the 4th macronutrient. What do you think it would be? I so wish there were a way for you to talk back to me and we could have a little guessing game. The dictionary definition of a macronutrient is a type of food required in large amounts in the diet. Dietitian Lindsay Wolfhard says macronutrients are the nutritive components of food that the body needs for energy and to maintain the body's structure and systems. What do you think is required in large amounts in the diet? I'll give you a hint. It's not ranch dressing or dirty Diet Coke. Since I already know this somewhat arbitrary answer, it's hard for me to think of guesses, but I guess I would probably say probiotics or fiber or something, unless you could count water, of course, but then that would be the first macronutrient, not the 4th. But this is something that your body definitely needs to maintain its structure. We're talking about collagen. I like the idea of collagen being the 4th macronutrient, but your body does manufacture it itself. So it's not like you wouldn't have any connective tissue if you didn't eat collagen. But you also wouldn't be as awesome as you could be if you did. So like a lot of what is disregarded or undervalued by the mainstream health establishment, you won't die without it, but you won't thrive either, at least not for very long. You probably know that collagen is a structural protein. It's actually the most abundant protein in your body. More than 1/3 of all the protein in your body is collagen. All proteins are made of chains of amino acids. The amino acids are like the letters, and the peptides are like the words, and the proteins are like the sentences. Collagen proteins are like both the glue and the structural support that keeps the body together. Collagen is the building block for healthy bones, tendons, teeth, muscles, ligaments, fascia, skin, joints, blood vessels, connective tissues, hair, nails, and even eyeballs. There are actually 28 types of collagen that have been identified so far. The vast majority of collagen in your body is types 1 through 5, and 80 to 90% of it is types 1 through 3. Type 1 provides structure to the skin. Type 2 is in cartilage. Type 3 is also in the skin, and it's in organs too. Type 5 is in small amounts in connective tissue and helps bone formation at joints. Having enough collagen in all the places that you need it makes you awesome, or at least resilient and able to handle what life throws at you, like we talked about last week. So if you did your homework last week, you might want to consider whether optimizing your collagen is worth your effort. Does it slide you in the direction you want to on your continuum? It probably is. It might not be where you need to start. I could help you with that, but you need sufficient collagen to have strong, resilient joints. Research shows that taking supplemental collagen increases cartilage density and reduces joint pain after exercise. In that study, they took it for 6 months, so it's definitely not an immediate quick fix. Other studies have shown it to reduce back and knee pain and improve bone strength. In one arthritis study, supplemental collagen reduced pain scores and improved walking ability. Studies have also shown that wounds heal faster in people taking supplemental collagen. One of the most abundant amino acids in collagen is glycine. Glycine improves sleep quality, so having enough collagen in your diet can actually help you sleep better. Interestingly, part of the mechanism of action for that is that glycine can help you lower your core body temperature, which leads to higher quality sleep. If you remember back from episode 41, the reason magnesium glycinate is specifically good at bedtime is because the glycine that the magnesium is hooked to is good for sleep. And so is magnesium. Something else glycine, which is abundant in collagen, helps with is gut health or gut integrity. If you remember from episode 43 about leaky gut, one of the things that can improve your intestinal barrier and function is having enough glycine around. Many gut protocols involve taking collagen, and it might work in more ways than just by providing adequate glycine, but that's probably a big part of it. Glycine is also essential for the production of your master antioxidant, glutathione. I don't know that we've talked that much about glutathione yet, but we totally should. It's super duper important for your immune system and your longevity. It's pretty miraculous, and you want as much of it around as you can reasonably produce. So having the building blocks, including glycine, on hand is key. Hey, I just wanted to quickly interrupt and say good for you for being here listening to a podcast about improving your biological age relative to your chronological age. Have you ever thought about slowing the biological aging of your skin? If you heard my episode 55 about senescent cells, then you know that the accumulation of these undead cells accelerates all of the problems of aging. Well, now there's a topical supplement you can put on your skin that reduces the accumulation of senescent cells in your skin. This reduces wrinkles, but also all other skin conditions caused by thinner, weaker, drier skin. It also reduces the formation of age spots and increases collagen and hyaluronic acid production within your skin. It's a peptide called OS01, and it's in a product called OneSkin. I use it every day on my face and neck, and I've noticed a big difference. I would say my skin is more moisturized, but that's not a good enough description because it's not like when you put moisturizer on, but your skin is still dry underneath. It's the exact opposite. The topical supplement isn't greasy at all, but my skin is plumper and healthier from the inside out. I'm a big fan. If OneSkin sounds like something you'd like to try, there's a link in the show notes to get you $20 off. All right, back to the episode. Something I didn't know before is that collagen protein can help with physical performance, as in like a supplement to build your body. Not in a Hans and Franz Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Universe meathead way, but an actual building of your body structures in an intelligent way, kind of way. So collagen protein has never been evangelized as a bodybuilding protein the way that whey and sometimes casein are. Nobody goes around telling you it will get you swole or jacked or whatever people actually say these days, but weight room bros might want to think twice. One of the criticisms of collagen as a protein supplement is that it's not a, quote, complete protein, because it doesn't have all of the essential amino acids, or the ones that have been shown to directly contribute to muscle growth. This is true. Whey protein is a complete protein because it has all 9 essential amino acids, and it has been shown to stimulate muscle synthesis. This is also true. But it's starting to be revealed that when you have extra non-essential amino acids around, you can more judiciously use the anabolic amino acids for performance-related processes. There was a study, this was in senior citizens, so I'm not sure how well it translates to younger people, but it showed that when supplemented with collagen alone, no whey or any other protein supplement, the anabolic response to weightlifting was improved. More muscle was built just by adding collagen. And there's no reason to limit yourself to just collagen in the real world. Another study showed that 15 grams of collagen and 50 milligrams of vitamin C together as a pre-workout supplement led to improved performance of tendons because of increased collagen deposition in the tendons. That's pretty awesome. I personally don't do any pre-workout supplement because I know how well just working out fasted works for me. And most pre-workout supplements are total garbage, but I would consider doing 15 grams of collagen with 50 milligrams of vitamin C. You definitely can't have functional, strong muscles without having strong and flexible ligaments, tendons, and joints, and it seems like a great insurance policy against injury and pain. Whey protein definitely has its place, and I think it can be beneficial for most people. I'm a fan. And lately, my 12-year-old has been snitching all my gold standard vanilla protein powder because I showed him the way I mix it up with some PB Fit peanut butter powder and such, and he realized that it tastes really good, and he believes that it helps him recover like Wolverine from his rock climbing classes. Anyway, it's not an either or. Whey is good in its place, but so is collagen. I've been trying to get my collagen in regularly for a few years now, and I do think it helps. It serves a different function than whey, but it can be complementary. Some people say that you absorb your collagen better without the presence of whey, and your whey better without the presence of collagen, but I'm not thoroughly convinced that it makes that big of a difference. Maybe it does a little bit. You can decide what matters to you. So we know that collagen supports our joints, fascia, ligaments, tendons, and cartilage, but you probably know of something else it's heavily marketed for, right? And if you get the right kind at the right dose, supplementary collagen can help with your hair, skin, and nails. Studies have shown that 2.5 grams of collagen per day for 8 weeks reduces eye wrinkling by 20% and increases skin elastin by 18%. Other studies show reduction in skin dryness and even cellulite. You do need collagen for firmer, plumper, more elastic skin. It can seem superficial, but to a certain degree, your outside appearance does reflect your internal health. If your body can't produce enough collagen to keep your skin young, your joints, ligaments, fascia, and other tissues are probably struggling too. Your body naturally starts making less collagen as you get older, starting actually in your 20s. So if you want to slow down that decline of production, you need to give your body all of the building blocks it needs to manufacture the maximum amount of collagen that it can. Obviously, you don't eat collagen protein and then that exact protein immediately travels intact to your lips or neck or Achilles tendon or whatever. Your body breaks down the protein into peptides and the peptides into amino acids, and then later you create your own type 1 or type 3 or type 28 or whatever kind of collagen you need. But ensuring that you have sufficient building blocks on hand to do that is where consuming collagen comes into play. You want enough of those amino acids around, and you also need sufficient vitamin C on board, more than just enough to get by without getting scurvy. Collagen synthesis and collagen elastin balance are dependent on the presence of vitamin C, so you want to get enough collagen and enough vitamin C in your diet or as a supplement to benefit your skin. I'm sure you've also seen topical collagen products, creams, lotions, serums, whatever. They say that they have collagen in them. And they probably do. The problem is that your skin can't really absorb particles that are larger than 500 Daltons. Daltons are just a unit of molecular weight. Vitamin C is under 500 Daltons, so that's great, as long as it doesn't get oxidized or get sweated off or smeared off before it gets in, which can happen with topical vitamin C. The molecular size of collagen is about 100,000 Daltons. So putting it on your skin that can't absorb things larger than 500 Daltons is a problem. There are things that can be done to the formulation of products to allow larger molecules to penetrate, like with the configuration and the charge of the molecules and the type of emulsions it's in, but you can be pretty confident that the majority of large molecule products like collagen, peptides, growth factors, stem cells, and hyaluronic acid aren't actually being absorbed into your skin. Unless it's from a company that has created a process to deliver it to your skin in a special way and actually scientifically validates skin penetration. There's a company that can deliver large molecules like collagen into your skin. It's called Droplet, spelled with a TTE on the end, Droplet. I want one. It's on my I'm going to buy in the future list for sure. It's pretty pricey and every purchase becomes a subscription, which I am not a fan of, but I'm for sure going to get one someday because it's seriously cool. If you have one, you have to tell me. Send me a message. I want to hear all about it. It's pretty awesome to have all the building blocks available on site inside of your skin to make the maximum amount of collagen as your skin cells slough off and proteins are broken down and rebuilt as they always are. It's cool to have those collagen forming ingredients readily available through both your diet and already there on site in your skin. Okay, so I hope collagen is your new friend now. There are benefits to your appearance and all of the important connective tissue structures of your body. These all contribute to our longevity. If we want to have a different experience of our next few decades than the typical American does as they age, then we need to do different things than most people do. Most people, myself included, like to eat some skeletal muscle from animals, mostly chickens and cows, but I would never consider eating the gristle, bones, skin, ears, or noses of the animals. But collagen used to be abundant in the human diet, back when we weren't such wasteful sissies, like me. And with our new sissiness came a loss of some of the amino acids that are abundant in collagen, like glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline. There aren't many of those in muscle meat. We used to get a balance of collagenous animal products and muscle meat, like ancestrally speaking. Now that most of us get all skeletal muscle product and no collagen product, we don't have that balance anymore. Glycine, one of the amino acids abundant in collagen, is conditionally essential. We have to have it, but we have the ability to make it ourselves. The average person needs 10 to 15 grams of glycine per day in order to function properly. We typically make about 3 grams per day ourselves, so we need to get 7 to 12 more from our diet. The typical ear and nose-free diet that we have today usually only supplies 1 or 2 grams of glycine a day, so we're usually 5 to 10 grams short every day. On top of that, muscle meat has lots of the amino acid methionine, and some non-human studies show that animals who eat more methionine without a balance of glycine have shorter lives. Humans with low glycine levels and high methionine levels are more likely to have diabetes and chronic kidney disease. And super interestingly, the relationship between higher meat consumption and higher rates of disease is largely eliminated if the higher meat consumption is balanced out with collagen consumption. Super interesting. There aren't definitive results showing causation, but it does seem like your glycine to methionine levels need to be in balance, and most people who eat meat but not collagens are not. And the process of metabolizing the amino acids in muscle meat depletes our glycine reserves even more. The more meat we eat, the more collagen we need to balance out our amino acid profile. All of this is why Mark Sisson calls collagen the 4th macronutrient. So what do you think? You get to decide. Does collagen meet the definition of a macronutrient? Is it a type of food required in large amounts in the diet? Or a nutritive component of food that the body needs to maintain the body's structure and systems? It's not optional if you want your body to function optimally, and it's not just protein like any other protein. For whatever reason, I've been watching a few lawyer-related shows lately, and this one had a grumpy old lady judge, and the lawyer would say, "Objection!" and the judge would narrow her eyes and purse her lips and say, "I'll allow it." I think that's my answer to this question. I'll allow it. But if I do, I think omega-3s need to be the 5th macronutrient. Or omega-3s the 4th and collagen the 5th, because fat is a macronutrient, but omega-3s are very special and support your body in ways that regular fats cannot. And your ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 needs to be in balance. So I see a lot of similarities there. If you haven't supplemented with collagen before, actually, what I like about Mark Sisson calling it the 4th macronutrient is that then it wouldn't be a supplement, it would be a requirement. So if you haven't rounded out or completed your diet with collagen before, where should you start? I think adding any collagen would be better than nothing. If you want to get it from your diet alone, you might have to get a little creative or get into eating tendons, oxtail, knuckle, tripe, and skin. Of course, there's bone broth too, which can be excellent. You could easily find some good bone broth recipes. There's also gelatin. You have to be judicious with your use of Jell-O and watch the sugars and fillers and all that stuff, but gelatin is actually a good source of what is equivalent to collagen protein. 1 tablespoon of gelatin powder has 6 grams of collagen protein. As for supplements, there are powders and tablets and gummies and bars. Always be aware of the other ingredients and fillers in there and consider whether the animal that provided the collagen was grass-fed. Unless it's marine collagen, then it would be pretty incredible if it were grass-fed. Vegan collagen supplements exist and are made by genetically modified yeast or bacteria that have had human genes added to them to produce collagen proteins in the lab. From looking around at what's readily available, collagen bars usually have around 7 grams of collagen protein. Pills have 300 to 1,000 milligrams each. Gummies have 100 to 200 milligrams, and powders have 5 to 20 grams per scoop. Pretty wildly different doses. If you chew 1 collagen gummy per day, you might be getting 200 times less collagen than someone taking 1 scoop of collagen protein powder per day, all depending on what brand you pick. Typically, 10 to 20 grams a day of collagen is the recommended amount. Mark Sisson's approach makes sense to me. He says that since we need 15 grams of glycine per day and we only manufacture 3 grams ourselves and only get 2 to 3 grams from a typical diet, we'd be wise to add 10 grams of glycine to our daily diet. Collagen protein is approximately 1/3 glycine, so we would need 30 grams of collagen to meet our 10-gram glycine shortage. Some diseases, like rheumatoid arthritis, disrupt glycine synthesis, and those people might need more than that. The time of day you take your collagen doesn't matter. You can do the pre-workout thing if you want, or any time of day that you remember is fine. Collagen powder can be mixed into cold or hot beverages. Whey protein gets denatured and turns to a clumpy goo if you put it in a hot beverage. Have you ever tried it? It's pretty disgusting. Collagen becomes denatured at 570 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 20% of the way to blast furnace temperature. You're not going to be drinking anything that hot, so it's fine to put it in a hot liquid. A lot of people put a scoop of collagen protein powder in their morning coffee, but you can do it whenever you remember and whenever it's convenient for you. Just be aware of the dose. Some pills and gummies hardly have any. I've used the Vital Proteins collagen peptides for a long time, and I've been happy with it. I recently bought Orgain brand collagen with superfoods, which seemed like a good idea at the time, but it tastes disgusting. It might be really good for me, but I'll be glad when it's gone so I can go back to my flavorless Vital Proteins one and start enjoying my life again. Whether you think it should be declared the fourth macronutrient or not, I hope you consider adding some collagen to your diet. It's one of your body's unsung heroes and fairly easy and inexpensive to add to your day. Your skin, joints, ligaments, fascia, and GI tract will thank you, especially as you get older. Next week, we're going to talk about how you don't decide your future. Until then, get more of the fourth macronutrient and don't be normal. Thank you so much for tuning into the Health Courage Collective podcast. I am truly honored that you have paid me the enormous compliment of your time and attention. I would be so grateful if you would share this podcast with someone you know and subscribe so you never miss an episode. This podcast is for entertainment and information purposes only. Statements and views on this podcast are not medical advice. This podcast, including Christina Hackett and producers, disclaim responsibility for any possible adverse events by use of information contained herein. If you think you have a medical problem, consult a licensed physician.